A life cut short, the promise of Kevin Jiang. Kevin Jiang was living the American dream, a young man with a bright future. He had served his country in the United States Army. He was now pursuing a master's degree at the prestigious Yale University. Kevin was also deeply religious and active in his church community. He had recently become engaged to Zion Perry, the love of his life. They were making plans for their future together. Little did they know, a dark shadow was about to fall upon their lives. On February 6, 2021, Kevin's life was tragically cut short. He was found shot to death in New Haven, Connecticut, near the Yale campus. His body lay next to his car. The initial shock quickly gave way to a wave of grief and disbelief among those who knew him. How could such a promising life be taken away so brutally? The police launched an immediate investigation. They were determined to bring Kevin's killer to justice. At first, it seemed like a random act of road rage, but as the detectives dug deeper, they uncovered a twisted tale of obsession and violence that would shock the nation. The night of February 6th was cold and damp in New Haven. A light rain had been falling, coating the streets in a slick sheen. Kevin Jiang was driving home from a visit with his fiancée, Zion Perry. They had spent the evening together, talking about their upcoming wedding and their dreams for the future. As Kevin drove through the quiet streets, he had no idea that he was being followed. Suddenly a car pulled up behind Kevin, its headlights flashing. Startled, Kevin pulled over to the side of the road. He thought maybe he had made a wrong turn, or that the other driver needed help. But as he stepped out of his car, he was met with a terrifying sight. A man he didn't recognize was standing there, pointing a gun directly at him. Before Kevin could react, the man opened fire, unleashing a volley of bullets. Kevin was struck multiple times, collapsing to the ground. The gunman then sped away into the night, leaving Kevin bleeding on the cold asphalt. As the investigation into Kevin Jiang's murder intensified, detectives soon discovered a chilling connection. The trail led them to a 29-year-old MIT graduate student named Qinshuan Pan. Pan, a Chinese national, was no stranger to brilliance. He had excelled in his studies, particularly in the field of artificial intelligence. However, beneath his academic achievements lay a darker side, one marked by social awkwardness and a disturbing obsession. Pan had crossed paths with Zion Perry, Kevin's fiancée, during their time at MIT. Although their interactions had been limited, Pan had become fixated on Perry. He began to stalk her online, obsessively following her every move. His infatuation grew into a dangerous obsession, and he saw Kevin as a rival for Perry's affections. Evidence started piling up against Pan. The police discovered that he had rented a car in Connecticut the day before the murder. Surveillance footage captured him near the crime scene. Most damningly, the murder weapon, a .45 caliber handgun, was traced back to Pan. It was a chilling realization. Kevin Jiang had been murdered because of a jealous rage fueled by a one-sided infatuation. With the walls closing in, Qinshuan Pan panicked. He knew that the police were on his trail. In a desperate attempt to evade capture, he embarked on a cross-country flight hoping to disappear. Pan became a phantom, drifting from state to state, using burner phones and fake names to cover his tracks. He even went as far as disabling the GPS devices in rental cars, trying to outsmart the authorities. The manhunt for Pan became a nationwide effort. The FBI joined the search, tracking his movements through credit card transactions and surveillance footage. Days turned into weeks, and the trail grew colder. It seemed like Pan might just get away with murder. But the long arm of the law has a way of catching up, even with the most cunning of fugitives. 3 months after the murder, Qinshuan Pan was finally apprehended in Birmingham, Alabama. He was found hiding in plain sight, living in a motel under an assumed name. When the authorities moved in, Pan offered no resistance. He surrendered quietly, the weight of his crime etched on his face. In February 2024, Qinshuan Pan pleaded guilty to the murder of Kevin Jiang. He was sentenced to 35 years in prison, a punishment that brought little solace to those who loved Kevin. The pain of their loss remained, a constant ache in their hearts. Kevin Jiang's murder sent shockwaves through Yale and beyond. It was a stark reminder that even in the most idyllic of settings, darkness can lurk. Though justice was served, the scars of that fateful night would forever remain etched in the hearts of those who knew and loved Kevin Jiang. His memory lives on, a testament to a life cut tragically short, a reminder of the enduring power of love and the devastating consequences of obsession.